Welcome to the Vocational Education Podcast. Here's your host, Dr. Dan.
A training needs analysis is a formal appraisal of the skills and knowledge requirements for a workplace. It's generally conducted in a similar way to a standard project, hence we use a project plan. So just like a project, we have to start with identifying the purpose. These are the objectives that the organisation wants achieved as a result of doing any training. Things like improving individual learning or developing administration and records management systems and so on. Issues that can affect a training needs analysis include things like current and future market trends, internal politics of the organisation, perhaps funding or budgetary changes, availability of organisational documentation and the constraints expected of the training. You'll need resources to help you conduct the training needs analysis. These include the people who are going to help you, the necessary documentation, perhaps some goods or products that you need to evaluate, and the environment itself, i.e. the context within which the training might take place. There are 4 stages in conducting a TNA. They are document review, data collection, training gap analysis, and the final report. We have several ways of collecting data. This could be through a document review, interviews and focus groups with employees, surveys and questionnaires, observations of the workplace, and most importantly, asking the right type of question to get the data you need to evaluate correctly. The initial job analysis looks at the duties of the job, the responsibilities of the job, the tasks involved in performance of the job correctly, required or expected knowledge, the attitude towards the work, how the job's performed step by step, equipment provided or required for the job tasks, the level of supervision, responsibility or autonomy, the working environment itself such as safety, distractions, conditions or physical effort, and finally performance measures or quality controls. It's really quite thorough. Our analysis begins with what type of data we're after, qualitative or quantitative. Quantitative can include measurable job outputs, numbers of safety incidents, or maybe time taken to complete tasks. Qualitative data can include customer feedback or performance appraisals, or maybe even focus group input. In the next slide, we now consider the types of training solutions, asking ourselves how often is the training needed, how many people are required at the training, how will the training occur, the type of training, how it will be delivered, and who can deliver the training. Once these questions are answered, we can start developing our training plan, going back and identifying the training needs based on the data, recommending the type of training required, identifying the target groups, individuals for training, stating the various training objectives for each group, and you might also like to include a cost estimate for the type of training and a proposed timeline. You're now ready to make your training recommendations. For internal training solutions or external training solutions, we've got a list of questions here for you to peruse. For example, for an internal training solution, will the proposed training impact upon existing training requirements or existing business as usual? For external, what is the associated risk profile of the organisation? What is the travel requirement? Off-site or contractors delivering on-site? Consider these questions and how you might answer them. Finally, we prepare and present our TNA presentation. Just make sure you're organised. The presentation is attractive, not too busy. It's easy to read, and there are appropriate illustrations. Easy to follow presentations are more engaging and lead to better results.